Okay, so if you'd like to type in any numbers to any of these tape diagrams, I set them up as text boxes. And the top text box, it already is set up so that it's in the middle. So if you ever want to put text right in the middle, you know how to center it. But then this one right here centers it completely in the middle of that box. And I see this one. So if you just type, so you could type 10 in the middle here and then leave the two parts blank. You can make that any variety of numbers that you want. One other option is you could then, if you'd rather give them apart, both of the parts, and then they have to figure out the whole, you could type whatever numbers you want in these two boxes, and then they have to kind of find the whole. If you'd like to change the size of any of the boxes, it's two overlapping boxes. So when I click here, this is a larger box and there's a smaller box. So you can just adjust the size by sliding it back and forth like so. Try to give you a variety of different sizes in there. It doesn't have to be exactly perfect. And then on this one, these are completely blank, and these are good for students if you want to type in the wholes up here. Double click in that box and you could type in the whole, and then they have to draw the lines and come up with the two parts. And so that is completely open-ended here. You could do that in several different ways. If you want to make another page that looks just like this, all you have to do is right-click on that page, and then you're going to duplicate slide, and it's going to give you that same exact page again. If you want to go back and get rid of something, you just click the undo box and it will get rid of that. Down here is a larger version of those tape diagrams. So for kids that need a larger space, or if you want just one on a page, you could print these and then cut them in half. It's like a slight difference. Feel free to duplicate any of those. And then this last page I created so that you could do quick checks for being able to carry over the part-whole relationship with the addition and subtraction sentences. So you could give them a part, and you could give them the whole and ask them to find that missing part, and then give you the 4 number sentences that go with it. Again, that's really kind of completely open-ended. So any of these you want to do, if you want to take that page and then you want to duplicate it over and over again, you could have a page for 10, a page for 9, a page for 8, a page for 7, and so on and so forth. But I just gave you kind of those starting components there. If you'd like to venture and kind of play with these more on your own to create the actual pages, this is an 8.5 by 11, so I went to File, Page Setup, and then you want to set it up by 8.5 by 11, makes it a regular piece of paper, and then you can do 11 by 8.5 to make it a landscape piece of paper. So it's going to print full page for you. So when you want to create these, you can create them as plain boxes. They don't have to be text boxes if you don't want to, but the text boxes are great because then you can write in them. So you just click, if you didn't want to do a text box, you can click Shape. If you want to do a text box, you click the text box icon, and then you just drag and make that whatever size that you want. You want to then adjust the border. It could be any color again that you want, and then the width of that border is going to make it, thicker or thinner, whatever kind of you fancy. And then here you're going to change your font and your font size. And then again, if you want to make that in the middle, you want to center it, and then you want to click the middle for there. And then what I recommend doing is taking that same one, copying it, pasting it, and then lining it up, and then doing another one, lining it right up, and then that way you can change the size of those boxes. It does make this a little bit thicker. That line's going to be thicker when you look at it. So if you wanted to adjust and just have 2 boxes, you could make 2 boxes that are next to each other rather than overlapping boxes. And if you want to change the order too of the things that you overlap, you just want to right click it, and then over here you click order, and you can either bring that object to the front or you can bring it backwards. So that's one thing to think about when you're overlapping different boxes and things. You can do it in that way. So I hope this is helpful for our shifting away from number bonds and really kind of focusing on more of the tape diagrams and really helping our kids work in that concrete level with the part-whole relationships, and then start bringing in symbolism and models to help them represent that. If you have any questions or you want to talk through some ideas of lessons and things to help with this in your classroom, please send me an email. We can set something up. Have a great day.